Hey guys, it's Lauren and this is my 1970s makeup tutorial. I've done two different tutorials. I've done a daytime 70s look in the beginning of this tutorial, and then I finish it out with this more evening look that I've got going on. So stay tuned and I hope that I'm able to teach you some stuff. Let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to do a typical 70s daytime look. The women of the 70s wore very natural looking foundation, if any at all. Everything was kept very natural looking. So to start off, I'm going to do my foundation. I'm using Face and Body foundation from MAC. It's a very sheer and aqueous foundation. I'm going to add a little more dew to the highlights of my cheeks using my very favorite MAC product. It's called Hyper Real Pressed Powder. This was discontinued a couple years ago. If you remember the Hyper Real liquid foundation, this is really similar, just in powder form. I went ahead and I put it on the middle of my forehead, down my nose, and my cheek, just anywhere where I would normally put a highlight color. I'm going to skip my setting powder and I'm going to move on to my blush. A gel blush was very popular in the 70s. It gives a very natural look to it. If you don't have a gel blush, you can use a cream blush. Peaches were really popular. I've got this one. It's called In a Pinch. It's from MAC, of course. And it looks red, and it is red in the pot, but once it goes on, it goes on pretty pink. So I'm going to take a 188 brush and I've just barely dipped it in there, and I'm just going to stipple it on my cheeks first, and then I can blend it. A very bronzed look was also popular, as it was in the 60s, a little bit more so in the 70s. So I'm going to use, this is Gold Go Lightly. This is actually a Care Blend powder from the Surf Baby collection. I'm going to put that on with a 187 brush. Now if you like, you can put your bronzer on before your blush. It really doesn't make a difference. Either way, it's going to kind of blend with the blush, so it doesn't really matter what order you put it on. Now I'm going to carry the same color bronzer into the sockets of my eyes. I'm using a 168 brush. I just kind of want to lightly do it. It just ties the color in. We're really not going to be putting eyeshadow on our eyes because this is a really super natural look. For the eyebrows, you want to keep them very natural, don't fill them in. I'm just going to use a spoolie and kind of groom them a little bit. I'm going to line my waterline with a light nude color. This was pretty popular. Sometimes they used white. Finish off your eyes with a thin layer of lengthening mascara. Using thickening mascara really wasn't that popular. Mascara in general wasn't that popular. Sometimes they didn't wear it. I'm going to finish off my daytime 70s look with a pretty sheer lip gloss. I'm using a lip jelly from MAC. This is called Budding Beauty. Lip liner really was a no-no back in the 70s, even for the evening looks. Alright, so here's my daytime 70s look. There's really nothing special about it. It's just a very natural look. If you were to wear this to a party, you would really need to make your hair look like it was from that era, and as well as your clothes, because I think this look is just a really pretty look for even now during the day. So now I'm going to turn this into an evening look by just adding a few more steps. The first step is to get rid of the lip gloss. And instead of the lip gloss, I'm going to use a jewel toned purple. Jewel tones were popular for evening looks, going to the disco. So I'm using a color called Purple Right. And again, you don't want to use a lip liner with this. Top off your lipstick with a gloss to make it very shiny. And now we're going to play up the eyes. Shadow placement of the 70s was very similar to how it was today, where it was a medium color along the lid, a darker color in the crease, and then a lighter shimmery color on the highlight. Pinks were very popular, so I'm going to use kind of a pinkish purple color eyeshadow. I'm going to start out with my highlight color. I'm using a color called Floof. And I'm just going to pat that right up under the brow. Now remember, this is your evening look. I'm going to take a clean 224 brush and just blend that down a little bit. For my lid, I'm going to use this color up here. It's called Man Catcher. I don't need to put it on too thick or anything, just enough to give some color. You just want to bring this lid color right up to the crease. Now for my crease, I'm going to use a color called Deep Damson. It's this bottom middle one right here. It's a matte, deep maroon color. It's a pro color. I'm going to put that on the outside of my lid, just like that, and then I bring it into the crease. So when you've got the color in there, then you take your 224 brush and you blend. Finish off my eye look by doing some liner. You can see I've already got some on. I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. I'm using a blackened plum color. And then I'm just going to kind of soften those lines using my 242 brush. I am going to add a little bit more to my eyeshadow. I'm going to bring out the eyeshadow just a little bit, not necessarily a cat eye, but I don't really want it this rounded shape. Now for my blush, I'm going to add some contour and more of my gel blush. So there's my finished 70s evening look. I feel like it's kind of a look that you could even wear today and it would still be fine. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back for my 1980s makeup tutorial.